Okay, yeah. So welcome to our AI Developers Masterclass. Our AI Developers Masterclass, where we're using AI to develop web and mobile apps. Okay, it's a 3 weekend class. So yeah. So the first thing is to actually understand how the web works. Okay, actually understand how the web works. Okay, because if you're going to be building websites with AI, you must have an overview of how the web works. And the modern web operates on a standard request response flow powered by distributed architecture, secure network protocols, and front end rendering engines. What this simply means is that the modern website operates on a client server model where you have a server that hosts the website, that hosts the application, that hosts the service that you require, and then you have your client, a client which is the tablet, the smartphones, your laptops that actually request this service. Okay, so how does the web actually work? The web, like we said, works on a client server relationship. So the client requests, that's the requesting device or the browser, request for the service, enters the URL in the browser, the server responds, sends the URL, and then an exchange loop is created. So basically, that's just the overview of how that actually works. Then, what happens when you type a URL? Okay, here's also an overview of what exactly happens when you type a URL. The first thing that happens when you type a URL is that the browser queries the DNS server to translate the human readable URL into a machine routable IP address. Then there is something called a TCP handshake. Okay, does a TCP handshake where both the client and the server agree to communicate using HTTP. Then data is delivered using the HTTP protocol. Okay, the data sends the files, the HTML, the CSS back to the client, which is your browser. Your browser then translates this or interprets this into the website or application that you see. Okay, and then the TLS handshake for secure connections. TLS handshake is also, you know, so these are just the basics of some of the things you need to know. Okay. And then the transfer protocols, how data is transferred from web to how data is transferred over the web. We have two protocols, HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, these are the two protocols that are used, HTTP and HTTPS. Um, HTTP is hypertext transfer protocol, while HTTPS is the secure version of HTTP. Okay, HTTP transfers this data in a plain text. HTTPS encrypts this data using TLS or SSL. HTTP uses port 80, HTTPS uses port 443. Okay, and HTTP is not secure because it's vulnerable to packet sniffing and man in the middle attacks, while HTTPS is secure because it's encrypted. It's encrypted. All right. So let's proceed to the software development life cycle. Okay, software development life cycle. Okay, so since we're building websites with AI, you need to understand the software development life cycle. All right, software development life cycle, different the different stages that the development process takes that undergoes. So the first thing is the ideation stage. The ideation stage is the stage where you have an idea, you define the idea or the problem or whatever it is you want to solve. What is the website about? This is the planning stage. Okay, this is the planning stage. You have an idea. Okay, this is I want to build an e-commerce platform, a multi-vendor e-commerce platform, whatever. This is the ideation stage. After the ideation stage, you now use it's now the UI UX design stage. The UI UX design stage is where you sketch the user flows and the visual wireframes. You visualize the idea. Mostly, you can use AI tools. You can use like Figma, Canva AI to design the idea and bring the idea to physical, bring the physical design. Then once you have this, you now use your AI to build, right? Use the AI to build the website or application. And when you are done, you deploy it to you deploy it, you test, and then you deploy your website or application and make it live. So that's the software development lifecycle: ideation stage, the UI UX stage, the AI building stage, and the deployment stage. Currently, we're in the ideation stage and the planning stage, right? So I'm using ChatGPT for the ideation stage, because one thing about prompting, right? One thing about prompting, prompting your AI to perform a task or to do whatever, is you must be specific in your prompt. All right, you must be specific when you're prompting your AI. So we're going to use ChatGPT now. There are several methods of prompting AI. So we're going to be using the role. We're going to be using the role, the, the role, the what's it called now? We're going to be using the role, the context, the rules output framework. This is a way to prompt your AI. Okay, you tell the AI to, in prompting your AI, use the role, the context, the rules, the output framework. If you come to this now at ChatGPT, so we're telling ChatGPT to, this is our prompt. We're telling ChatGPT, assume you are a lead website developer. Could you come up with the layout, structure, pages, and contents for a website for a small cake shop? So for today, we are designing a small cake shop using AI, right? We're designing a small cake shop using AI. So we're telling ChatGPT to assume that it is a lead website developer, and then it should come up with a layout, the structure, the pages, and contents for a website for a small cake shop. And this is what ChatGPT gave to us, right? So this is the website structure. ChatGPT has given us the website structure. Now this is the planning stage, because if you miss this stage, you will not be able to prompt the AI effectively and efficiently to do the work to generate the website that you want to generate. So we've gotten the website structure, the homepage layout, you know, the featured cakes layout, white results page, cake categories page, custom cake section, gallery, testimonials, and several other pages, right? Now, the goal is to turn this, everything that ChatGPT has given us, into a prompt, right? So we already have this. But the goal is to turn it into a prompt that our AI is going to use, right? So yeah. So this is the wireframe. This is the homepage wireframe. You see, remember in the edition stage, we said what you do is you get the structure, the idea, you get the UI wireframe. This is the wireframe of how our website is going to look, right? Then yeah, so we have this. Okay, we have this. So when you have this, is not to you tell the AI to turn this into a prompt. Okay, tell it to turn this into a prompt that will be used for. You tell the AI to turn this into a prompt. All right. So here we're telling the AI to convert the structure that it gave to us, convert it into a prompt. Say convert. Could you convert this to a prompt for VO or Lovable AI to generate this website? Make it as short and specific as possible. Now this is the prompt that we're giving, right? This is the prompt that we're giving. So this is the prompt for ChatGPT that ChatGPT generated for us. This is the prompt, okay? This is the prompt. So all you have to do is, once you have the prompt, you now go to your, you can use Lovable or you can use vo.app, right? vo.app is what I've been using, okay? You can use vo.app. So if you come to vo.app, all you have to do is copy this prompt, right? Copy this prompt, go to vo.app and paste it here. Go to vo.app, paste the prompt here, and tell it to generate your website for you, and the AI completely generates the website for you. Under 5 minutes, you have a ready-made website generated by the AI. Okay, so this is the website that we generated. So I've switched to Lovable to generate this website with Lovable. So if you look at it, It's a beautiful cake website. That's the prompts that we pasted. That's our prompt. And you can see how beautiful the website looks. This is just one of the things you can do with Lovable. So I use Lovable AI. You can use Lovable or Vio.app, whichever one is easy for you to use. Although both they are both easy though, but you can see how beautiful the website looks. Cakes for every occasion, small batch, serious care. Have something special in mind. You can place your order. You can see even generated the order form. The key to actually prompting generating websites with AI is having the prompt. Once you get your prompt right using the ideation stage, in the ideation stage, you use your maybe ChatGPT or Gemini or whichever AI you're more comfortable with. Once you're able to get your prompts right, basically you have everything you need. So once you take this prompt to either Lovable or Vio.app, it does a really good work. So you can see how beautiful the website looks. You see, the website looks beautiful. Yeah. And you can also make changes to your whatever to the website by you type you know on the chat box by the bottom left hand side, you can make changes to how the app looks. You see, basically you can make changes to how the app looks. So yeah. So our next class now, I'm going to be looking at how to view the settings, customize. Okay, so let's look at how do we publish our website. So on the Lovable tab, by the top right hand corner, you see publish. Okay, you click on the publish tab, it will bring a drop down. To publish a website means to take the website live so that your users anywhere around the world can access your website over the internet. All right, so you click on the publish. You see, make all the changes you need to make, and your website would be published. Okay, your website will be published. So when you're done, so it's taking time to publish because you need to compile. It needs to compile all the assets. Yeah, after it's compiled all the assets, okay. So after it's compiled all the assets, see it's publishing. Um, so when it finishes publishes, it will give you a URL. Remember when we talked about a URL? URL is just a universal resource locator. URL is a locator, a link that redirects your browser to a particular service. There's your browser to a particular service. So yeah, so our website is published. You can see how beautiful it looks. Our website is published. You can see how beautiful it looks. Um, you can see how beautiful it looks. So that's just the basics of publishing or building a website with AI. It's as simple as that. In less than 30 minutes, you have a website readily available that you can send to your